Guys, now let's move into a new section of the game, a new area for us to look at, and that is the standing portion. All right, we're going to look at our first takedowns, starting off with the single leg, all right, which is a must-have in your game and probably one of the most effective takedowns in jiu-jitsu. And much of what you're going to do from your guard is going to eventually lead into possible single legs as well. So it's really good that we get comfortable here and add this to your game as soon as you can. All right, so now we're standing up. We're going to talk a little bit about grips and getting to the single leg attack. All right, so you'll eventually down the line learn much more about the grip fighting element of jiu-jitsu and how important it is for me to have the dominant grip in order to attack effectively while on the feet, okay? But for now, let's just kind of go over our posture a little bit first and just the beginnings of our positioning and what grips we're gonna look for, okay? So in jiu-jitsu, I don't really wanna be as low as what I would be like in wrestling, in a wrestling stance, all right? Because of the gi and the fabric, I can allow him to get a big, deep grip and like have too much control of my body, okay? At the same time, I don't want to be as tall as what people are in judo, okay? In judo, they don't really have leg attacks as part of their, their sport. And so everything is all tall, up high, just upper body grips and this sort of thing. And they tend to expose their legs quite a bit because they don't have to worry about that, all right? So the jiu-jitsu takedown game is very much a blend of wrestling and judo, all right? And so with that being said, that's exactly how we're gonna posture ourselves, all right? Right in the middle, okay? I'm not gonna be as low as what you get for wrestling. However, you could be this low and take a shot, from far away or something like that if you used to wrestle. But once we get close enough for him to put hands on me, I wouldn't want to expose myself like this, okay? At the same time, I could be tall and maybe try to come out and hit some quick foot sweeps and things like that, judo-style takedowns. But I need to understand that exposes me, all right? So the safest way and the way that I like to stand myself and teach is to be a nice blend of in between, okay? Not quite as low as wrestling, definitely not as tall as judo, but a nice in-between posture, all right? With my hands right in front of my lapels, because knowing the importance of the grips, I don't want to let him, just have a clean shot to getting great control of me, all right? So my hands are always here, right in front, and we're going to be doing a lot of like hand fighting and parrying, looking to get the grips that we want, okay? So the grips that we're going to use to set up our single leg is going to be a same side collar and a sleeve, okay? If I can get control of his arm and his upper body here, I've done a very good job securing some strong grips here. This combination of grips can lead me into a number of takedowns, all right? A lot of offense, okay? And we're gonna start with the single leg, okay? I'm always gonna want to attack the same side as the sleeve grip, okay? So I can open up a clean path to that leg, all right? If I decided to go the other way, he still has an arm here that could catch an underhook and stop me from grabbing his leg, okay? So I'm gonna attack the same side as where I had the sleeve. If that leg was back, it wouldn't be too hard for me to circle a little bit and bring him to me, allowing that leg to come forward where I want it, okay? So I definitely want that leg forward, so I'll move him as much as I need to, okay? Now, I'm gonna kind of throw his arm up and I'm gonna bring him really heavy on the other side, okay? I'm gonna try to pull this side down to make this leg lighter, all right? A big, like worry or fear of shooting in is running into heavy hips and someone sprawling on us really hard, all right? So we're gonna try to use the gi to our advantage and make him heavy on the other side so this leg's a little lighter, all right? And harder for him to sprawl on me, okay? So I'm gonna pull this up and at the same time pull the other side down. He's a little off. Now I can drive to my knee, okay? That's called a penetration step right there. My head's in his ribs, and now I'm gathering his leg as I bring my trail leg up so I can drive up and get off my feet. off my knee and onto my feet, okay? From here, I'm pinching my knees together, hugging his leg with my shoulder on his thigh, okay? There is lots of different finishes of single legs, and one thing we can definitely do, and I don't, even though it's a little advanced, it's very easy for you guys to see and do, is just take advantage of having the lapel there. Once I'm squeezing and pinching with my knees in this staggered stance, I can let go of this leg for a quick second and make that feed, and that'll help make things a little more secure, okay? Now, I'm just gonna control his calf. Look how my back is straight, my head's up, I'm not bent over down looking, at the floor, okay? And I'm just dropping my shoulder. From here, I'm gonna step with my right leg to the inside and back with my left leg, okay? So step 1, 2, and I use my head and my shoulder, put pressure on his leg, bring him to the floor, immediately position myself safely and securely so I can pass and not land in any danger, all right? So, here, good kind of mid-level stance, okay? I'm blocking my lapels and I'm also ready to block my legs if he does shoot, all that kind of stuff, all right? Now, I'm looking for my grips. Many times you'll go 1, 2, one hand will get to the other, and at the same time I'm looking for his sleeve, all right? You'll learn a lot more about the grip fighting game as you, progress through the ranks, okay? From here, I can move Coach Dylan around, all right? Bringing that leg to me, okay? And of course, I could always have gone grips to the other side. You might end up finding a favorite side where you like to shoot, and you can focus on that, okay? But it doesn't really matter as long as I'm attacking the side where I have the sleeve, okay? So I go up and steer as I step. Here I was already pretty close, so I was a little back. I'll step, boom, I drive to my knee. You see my position right here, my head, everything's strong, and I'm using this leg, all right, to get right off my knee, okay? My knees are pinching, a little staggered. I'm not gonna be like square like this. One foot is gonna be a little more forward than the other, and then there's my shoulder, okay? It doesn't hurt. Put that gi in your hand. That'll give you more finishing options as well later on down the line, okay? From here, now I have both my arms around his leg. I'm gonna step, circle, and I drop my shoulder at the same time. And then I position myself for the pass. Do one more time, a little more regular speed to kind of see what it looks like, okay? So get my grips, we're moving, I'm ready to attack. And there we go. All right, probably one of the best takedowns that there is in existence. One of the best in wrestling as a single leg. Definitely probably the most used and common in jiu-jitsu as well. And this is a very nice setup. And from there we can, later on down the line, you'll be looking at a lot of different finishing options and other ways to get to the single leg, but it's going to be one you're going to use forever.